then the other thing that was probably most important is that we built an entirely new function on the team. So we built our public affairs and communications team, which is a brand new team that we have. That team is led by our new managing director of public affairs, which I'll ask her to come up in a second, Tara Adams. So Tara is an amazing find, y'all. Like, I still don't understand how I got her to take this job, y'all. She has 20 years of philanthropic experience. She is the founder of the Black Googlers Network out in California. When she first came here, she's been in New Orleans for about 15 years on and off. Her efforts focused on city redevelopment shortly after the storm, and we're just so lucky and so blessed to have her leading our public affairs effort as we step into Teach America 3.0. So you can just join me in acknowledging Tara Adams.
Thank you, everyone. I know some of you in this room and others of you are new to me, and I'm really excited to be here. As Joy said, I'm not originally from New Orleans, and I'm not even a core member. I'm kind of what my colleague Allison was saying, you know, kind of the Gen X new breed. But it really was an honor to take kind of the opportunities, the knowledge, the skill set, and the curiosity I had for the work that was going on here and marrying it with my love. I moved to New Orleans permanently 6 years ago, and I guess I'm officially here now because I'm married and have a little girl that was born in Okoro. So is what I understand. I'm very much here. But you know, all the accolades that Joy talked about and all the work that I've done, really I feel like at the point I am in my career, this is the crescendo, this is the peak, this is the time that I have the most amazing colleagues, the most amazing team, all of whom are here today that directly work with me, to really get it right. As Joy said, it's not about really focusing on the past, it's about reflecting on the past and really proving and putting our money, our effort, our partnerships, and our wisdom with all of you in this room to carry us into the next iteration. And we really do believe that through this work that we will achieve our motto of one day all children. So again, thank you for coming tonight, and I'll turn it back to Joy.
I also just want to take a moment to acknowledge Tara's team. So alongside Tara are two veteran staff members, two directors on our team, Mary Bliss McCrossin and Emily Klein Morris, who have been on the team for some time. And then also just extending a significant amount of gratitude. If you are on this team and you are part of the team of the future, if you just raise your hand and we like to take a second to acknowledge you too, if you're on the team. Okay, so I'm coming to my close. Y'all are probably like, all right, enough now. But I just want to take 2 seconds to talk about the challenges as we see them and how we believe that we as Teach America are going to address those. And so, as I'm sure you all know, if you pay attention to education at all, you just know how challenging, one, the education sector is at all. Particularly in our national political landscape, like education is being leveraged as what I believe should be a bipartisan issue, because we all should go to public education school, but we do know that it's being leveraged to really separate us in our national political landscape. We know that teacher recruitment is hard as heck. I mean, there is a direct correlation between the economy's performance and the extent to which young people go into finance, investment banking, or nonprofits. And so long as our economy is doing fine, it is extremely challenging to find young people who want to do this work instead of coming out making almost 6 figures straight out of school. We know that teacher pay continues to be such a volatile issue across our city, and so recruitment is really challenging, right? And so a lot of teacher pipeline organizations are looking at that, and we're sort of ripping our hair out and trying to figure out, okay, well, what are we going to do? And I think we at Teach America want to see it as an opportunity and not quite a challenge. And so part of this new era is about right-sizing our core, right? And so we've decided that there is a number of core members that we can bring in that allow us to actually focus on teaching and learning. There's lots of challenges. Over 30% of the teachers in our system are between years 1 and 5, which means they have a pretty novice education force. And so one way to look at that is to force the teachers to stay and turn them into veteran teachers, which is really, really challenging to do. Or we can focus our energy and our efforts on figuring out how might we actually make that not a challenge. How might we actually figure out how to develop a first and a second year teacher in a way in which they are not a liability to the school building, but rather they're able to have the impact that we know that they can have because we see it in small pockets. We want to right-size the course so that we can figure out how to do that at scale. So that if we're bringing in 60 teachers a year, we're guaranteeing and we're shrinking the variance in the quality of teacher, and it's not so happenstance, what you're getting or what you're not getting, but rather we figured out a programmatic approach that ensures that novice teachers can be quality. So we want to focus our core member efforts on teaching and learning and not just scale. And so that's what I mean about really strategic impact. And then we also know that we have 1,200 or almost 1,200, about 1,150 alumni in the city who are doing lots of things, both inside the school building and outside the school building. And our approach and our strategy in the past has been let 1,000 flowers bloom. Like, they're really talented, and so they're going to go off and do great things. And many of them do. That point is proven. But imagine what they could do if we were putting real resources and support behind them. And I think Teach America has an important role. Lots of our core members and alumni are the mid-level leaders inside the buildings. Lots of them are school leaders. And so we can't just be laissez-faire and hands-off about how impactful they're having. We need to bring the resources that we have to bear to support alumni, both inside and outside the community. So you'll also see a lot of our resources shifting to support our alumni and narrowing and focusing on how we're supporting our core members. And then that's it. And then the last thing is also this public affairs work, and we want to lean into self-reflection. We know that we can be better as an organization, and so we actually want to put time and resources and energy around partnerships. Our teachers tell us day in and day out, we have so much data around the role that mental health is playing, and plaguing is probably a better word, our teachers. And so again, if we can pull together a room like this, then we should actually be using this power to be able to bring the right resources to teachers. And so you also see us starting to forge new and different partnerships to bring the right resources to teachers and students inside of classrooms. And so our bread and butter and our tried and true will continue to be there. We will continue to bring core members in. We're going to make sure those core members are really good for students. And then we're going to continue to also support our alumni more impactfully and think expansively about how we can build coalitions with lots of folks who are working to advance equity in New Orleans. And so the final bit is the call to action, because there's always one of those. And this one is pretty simple. If you get an email from me, answer it. Because I'd love to take a meeting with you. If you have friends who are interested in supporting this work, please make the connection, because like I tell the core members every time they come and they're new to New Orleans, if we're going to be here, then we're going to be here for a reason. And the reason that we're going to be here is to make a meaningful impact in partnership with the community, and that's what we're all about. And so thank you all for being willing to be the first to hear about Teach for America 3.0. And there's more wine and more prosciutto. And so we'll hang out for a little bit longer, but thank you so much, and have a good evening.